Hello, beautiful one. Welcome to Turn a Stone Tarot. Today's reading is What Do You Need to Know Now? I'm asking for guidance from Spirit about what is for your highest good at this time and for the highest good of all beings. I've left it open to Spirit to bring through whatever topic would like to come forward. Some very interesting readings came through as I was pulling your cards, so I think you'll be very intrigued with the results. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you come across this reading is likely the opportune time for you to hear these words. Please select your pile from one of these three piles. Pile 1 is the amethyst pile, pile 2 is milky quartz, and pile 3 is rose quartz. Timestamps are below. Please feel free to click ahead to your group, and I will see you there. Hello, pile 1, amethyst pile. Welcome to your reading. So the card that came out for you right away was the Imrama card, and the words are, where are you being called to journey to? So this may be a question that you're asking yourself at the moment. As I pulled your cards, the first card that came out for you was the Six of Wands, the Six of Swords, which couldn't be more perfect for where are you being called to journey to. This is definitely the card of moving away, of moving on, of moving forward. It's also the card of moving from turbulent waters to calmer waters. So I get the sense that you're very much at this place where you're wanting to move on very much from whatever it is you're facing. Maybe it is some kind of turbulent situation. The second card that came out for you was the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles tells me that you're in some kind of situation that perhaps you'd rather not be in. There's a lot of different people watching this reading, so the interpretations can be different. But what I'm hearing is that maybe you're part of a friend group that you are no longer wanting to be part of or able to be part of. You maybe have lost a job with the Five of Pentacles here. I often tie that to financial issues. Also, you could have just found yourself maybe frozen out of a relationship, so to speak. Something has gone awry here in some kind of situation, and I feel that it has to do with other people and relationships. And you haven't been warmly received, and you haven't been invited in, and you haven't been able to thrive in the circumstance that you've been in. And so when I see where are you being called to and the Six of Swords, I see that you're very much thinking about moving on and finding something that will be more supportive to you. The next card that came out for you is the Seer. And this came out in reverse. I don't usually take reversals, but I was told to keep it in reverse. So that was a very direct message. So with the Seer in reverse, my feeling is that perhaps maybe there's something in your subconscious that perhaps has had an effect on your relationships, maybe in the workplace, maybe in a family setting, maybe in a romantic relationship, something that has had an effect on these relationships. And perhaps it's something that's a little bit out of your reach. Maybe it's something you're not quite tuned into. It could also be, you're just not feeling tapped into spirit at this time. Maybe you're just kind of working from your logical brain, your practical mind, um, and you're a little bit dissociated potentially from this more innate sense, your innate guidance. You maybe haven't been following it, maybe in favor of practical matters, keeping bills paid and food on the table. You've had to just get on with it. But you've reached a point where it's stopped working for you. The next card that came out for you is number 13, the Journey, which also couldn't be more perfect for this reading, where the lead card is where are you being called to journey to. Um, and this card shows me that you have a lot of power in this situation, and your power is your wisdom. You're very intelligent. Crows are very intelligent creatures, and you yourself are an intelligent person. I also see that you're very resourceful here. You can see this crow kind of making a meal of what's left of this skeleton. The crow knows where to get resources, even when it seems that resources are very slim. And of course, this is also suggested by the Five of Pentacles card here. So you have those powers. You have the power to be resourceful. You have intelligence to navigate through this situation that you're wanting to move on from, this situation that hasn't supported you and your highest good and your best interests. The next card that I drew for you is the King of Swords, and this is, I was asking about the external forces or external factors. So here I'm getting kind of a cold, dispassionate, masculine figure, perhaps that could have been involved in the situation. Maybe it was a boss, maybe it was a coworker, maybe it was like a father figure in a family, somebody who was very decisive and made a decision that put you out in the cold. It was very much a mental decision, a dispassionate position, if you will, and it may not have considered your feelings, it may not have considered your heart, it may not have considered some of your deeper best interests. And then finally, when I look at the outcome card here for this brief reading, I'm seeing the High Priestess, this time upright, and the Seer card is the High Priestess in this deck. So I see we're going from a challenging position where we're disconnected from spirit, we're disconnected from our subconscious mind, we're disconnected from our inner needs and inner compass and inner guidance. And you're going through a journey and you're looking to make a change, a transformation that's going to bring you back to spirit, that's going to bring you back to feeling in tune with yourself and your inner resources and your inner guidance. It looks like this old situation, perhaps you felt you had to go against your inner guidance to survive it, to get through it, to make do. But now, with this transformation that's occurring in this journey that you're embarking on, you'll be returning to those more esoteric feelings, those more esoteric skills and attunements. So, what you need to know at this time is I got the So card for you in direct answer to that question. And the So card is inviting you to plan, to set intentions, and to look ahead with optimism. I can see from the Five of Pentacles, you may be in a state where you're not feeling very optimistic and you've been through a hard time. But the So card is inviting you to cultivate optimism for your future. It invites you to use this intelligence that you have, that we see in the journey card, to move forward strategically, to move forward considering your resources and using the resources you do have at your disposal, using those very wisely. In fact, being cunning even. By doing this planning, the setting of intentions, this mapping out your future state, things are looking up for you. I also drew a rune for you, and the rune that came out is Tiwaz. And Tiwaz means sky god. And it also refers to this inner guidance, this spirituality, this connectedness with things beyond. It also has to do with honor and loyalty and justice. And by this, I'm seeing that you are a very honorable person and you can walk away from this situation and you can feel proud of yourself, even though I feel the situation you may have been in caused you to doubt yourself. But as you get more in tune with your inner guidance system and with spirit, you will begin to see that you have more powers than you may be currently aware of. Also, take heart in the fact that the Tiwaz rune is literally an up arrow. So I think that things are really looking up for you. So what you need to know is that things are looking up, and paired together with the optimism of the So card, I think there is definitely a bright future for you. And the Crow card, the journey here, is suggesting that you are undergoing a transformation. So by making this transformative journey, you will see brighter days, you will see brighter circumstances, and your life can be more in tune with the world around you and the natural world and yourself. You'll get more in tune with yourself. So, my pile 3, that is what came forward for you today in What Do You Need to Know? I hope you enjoyed this reading. If this reading resonated for you, if there are parts of the reading that rang true, I would love to hear about it. Please leave me a comment down below. I also invite you to like and subscribe. I'm a brand new channel, so whatever you can do to support this channel's growth, I would gratefully appreciate. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Hello, Pile 2, Milky Quartz Pile. Welcome to your reading. So the theme card that came up for you is Anna, Grandmother of Jesus. And the words on this card are seeding the light, laying foundations, and divine plan. And let me just say, the love pouring off of your reading was just overwhelming. I got a lot of messages about love, was seeing signs of love in my environment, experiencing a really strong sensation of love. So there's a lot of beautiful love energy pouring into this reading. I'm also really getting grandmother energy very heavily from this reading. So I don't know if perhaps you've recently lost a grandmother or you had a grandmother that you felt very connected to. But the grandmother spirit is very present in this reading. So I just wanted to point this out. So, a very beautiful reading we have here for you today. So, that is where we will begin. Grandmother of Jesus, Anna, is the name on the card. And again, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. So, the first card out for you is the Strength card. And from this card, I can see that you are a very gentle person, most likely. There's a lot of softness in this card. There's a lot of, also a lot of love in this card. I feel like you yourself carry feelings of love within you. You love expressing your love. You approach life very much in the spirit of love. It was a really beautiful, beautiful portrait card here, this love card. And with the strength card, I also see that you also have a little bit of steeliness, maybe, or enough steeliness to temper this love so that you're able to work with other energies and work with other people and other beings and other situations and really bring them into balance with this love energy that you carry. You can encounter people who are maybe experiencing some of those baser energies, maybe more anger or more fear, and you can help bring them into balance. When I asked about your current situation, the King of Swords is the card that came up as the answer. So I'm getting the sense that perhaps recently or currently, you have or are experiencing a situation where perhaps you've been in an organization or with an individual who has acted in a way that hasn't really considered your heart. Um, I'm getting the sense of being cut out or being, a decision was made where your feelings were not considered, perhaps. Maybe you were let go from a job. Perhaps you were in a relationship that has ended or feels as if it is ending. And then when I pulled your challenge card, I got the Six of Wands, which tells me that perhaps you had very high hopes for this person or this organization, that you really believed in it and you thought it was perhaps a lot better than it actually turned out to be. You came with your loving heart and your gentleness, and you were met with the King of Swords, this harshness, this more disconnection from the heart. Um, these are people and organizations who just act out of um, purely analysis and logic, and they don't consider some of the deeper, more loving energies that you yourself are very familiar with. And from the Six of Wands card, I can see that you held this person or this organization in very high esteem. Perhaps you were feeling very ambitious in a job that you were at, and you thought there was a potential for a promotion. You saw this for yourself, but maybe this person came in and put an end to that. Or maybe it was a relationship and you saw, that it was going to be a very successful relationship and it was going to carry you into the future. But with this King of Swords here, it's telling me that something quite different has happened. And then when I asked for more clarification about your power in this situation, I received the Two of Cups card. So the Two of Cups card, there's a few possibilities for this card. One is that you've seen the reality of the situation kind of mirrored back to you. So you are kind of coming to the realization that it's not all, what it was cracked up to be. I see you as someone who wants to bring peace and bring harmony and bring people together and bring things together in a really beautiful, harmonious way. But this hasn't occurred with this King of Swords here, wielding his sword, as it were. For your external forces and factors card, I received the Moon card. So this tells me something may have been going on beneath the surface or behind your back without your knowledge. Things that you weren't aware of were perhaps occurring that have led you to this realization that this person or entity or group is not what you thought that it was. You really thought good things of it with this Six of Swords here, but with the Moon as what's happening in the outer world, I'm seeing that things were you may have been in the dark about certain things that were occurring. Also, it's again suggesting this reflection that's happening, that the situation has been reflected to you in something that has occurred. So you are beginning to see these things that have been hidden from you. It is coming into your awareness and being reflected back to you. For your outcome card, I received the Page of Stones, which is signified by the link. So I think it's really interesting here that you have the Strength card with the big cat energy. And then in our outcome card, we have the Page of Stones, the links, which is more big cat energy. And also I am drawn to the roots in this card. And with the Grandmother card, I'm really hearing something about the roots. This will mean different things to different people, obviously, but the Page of Stones is sort of suggesting a new way forward to me. Maybe it's an education that you want to embark on, or a new business venture. And with the roots here, I'm wondering, did you have a relative or an ancestor who did a particular line of business that you've been considering going into or expanding your knowledge of? The roots seem to be standing out here, that these cards are encouraging you to go back to your roots. This lynx is very suggestive of a new beginning as well. If I had to summarize these cards in just a few words, I would say that a new beginning is encouraged here. I think whatever has happened with this person or organization that didn't live up to your expectations or didn't allow you to progress with your ambitions, the suggestion with a Page of Stones is to further your own knowledge, to maybe go and start a new business on your own. I am getting a bit of solo energy here. I don't know that it will be a permanent situation, but there is a suggestion here to kind of use your own intelligence, invest in yourself, and make a move forward to support yourself, whether that's, looking for a new partner perhaps, or looking for a new job, looking for a new friend group, something of that kind. The Page of Stones is really kind of a card of new beginnings. But again, there's that think back to your roots. Is there something in the roots that can help this situation? And then again, with the Grandmother of Jesus card, um, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan, I feel as if the cards are saying, there is a place for you in this world with this beautiful love energy that you carry, this beautiful feminine energy that you have. But this may require you going it alone and kind of striking out in a new direction, an independent direction to make progress in the world at this time, because something has occurred here that I think has not been the best for you and has not been aligned with love. So what you need to know right now is, again, the universe is encouraging you here to strike out on your own with the Knight of Bows, the Fox card. Again, notice the roots in this card. The roots are really singing through this reading. So there's something in your roots that could be part of your future. And with this fox, I always think that perhaps it's smiling here. So I think whatever has occurred in this situation, and the fact that this is coming out as in your final advice column here, I'm getting the sense that you're going to have the last laugh in this situation. You may embark on something new, and it has the potential to be quite wonderful for you, and maybe you will have the last laugh in this situation. I mean, that's always kind of wonderful when that occurs. I did also pull a rune for you, and you received the rune of Yira. And the Yira rune is a wonderful rune to get in this placement because it is the rune of harvest, and it is also the rune of positive change. It's cycles ending, which always means new cycles beginning, and it's the rune of harvest. So what I take from that is that you can harvest the good of this situation. I feel that a life lesson has really been learned here in whatever you've gone through, where you have sort of discovered these secrets or these illusions that you are beginning to see. You're going to be much more wise with this fox in the future, and you're not going to make this mistake again. You see through this illusion now, especially with the moon card here. That is also suggesting that. So this has been a very beneficial life lesson for you. It may have even been part of a divine plan, as suggested by the Anna card. Not for everyone, but in some cases. So you are stronger and wiser because you have gone through this, and you have learned what you needed to learn from it. And the Knight of Bows is encouraging you to move ahead with this perhaps Page of Stones direction. Maybe, look for a new job, or start a new business, or embark on an education, or, look for other opportunities in the relationship world. There are new paths that will open for you, and the universe is encouraging you along this new path at this time. But also, please harvest what you have gained from this experience that you've gone through, because there are gems within it. The universe sees you as a beautiful, loving person, and it wants you to succeed, and it wants your love to flourish in this world. And now that you've been through this situation where perhaps your gentle, loving, tranquil heart was not honored in the way that it should be, you can begin to move into something that will be more in tune with you and more in tune with the world as well. You may have to be a little bit cunning. You may have to be a little bit strategic as you move ahead, but you are encouraged to continue along. It's looking good for you with this Yira rune. So I wish you all the best, Pile 2. That is your reading for today. I hope this reading was helpful. If this reading did resonate with you, I would love to hear about it. Please leave a comment below and let me know how this fit for you. Also, if you could like or subscribe to this video, it would help greatly. I'm a new channel and your support would be really helpful at this time. And I thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Hello, Pile 3, Rose Quartz Pile. Welcome to your reading. We have a very interesting reading for you today. The card that came out for you was Deep Replenishment, Rest, Retreat, and Be Held are the words on the card. And I don't know if you have some connection to crows. This probably isn't for everyone. But as I was preparing to do your reading, I looked out the window outside my home and there was a very large gathering of crows. I've never seen so many crows in this spot. As I said, they were right outside my home. It seemed like they were trying to come through on your reading and maybe pass on a message or two. So I don't know if you have a connection to crows. That's probably for someone out there. But the crows were very active as we started your reading here today. So let's get into it. So as I said, the Deep Replenishment came out as your theme card. Retreat, Rest, and Be Held. And then, absolutely no surprise, the first card out for you was the Four of Swords, which is so perfect, it's almost shocking. It matches the first card so perfectly. This is the card of rest, the card of stillness, the card of non-movement. So I'm also getting in your reading a lot of feminine energy coming through. So I'm almost thinking for some of you watching this, pregnancy may be applicable. I'm not sure if some of you watching are pregnant at the moment, but I was getting the sense of pregnancy very much. And then with the stillness card, maybe some of you are on bed rest. That's a possibility. It could also indicate states of grief or depression, which often have us resting and not as active, or you could be in some other situation where your movement is restricted. Then the next card that came out for your situation is this Four of Vessels, and the word on that card is boredom. So this would be the Four of Cups in traditional decks. And to me, this particular card has a very emotional overtone to it. The figure in this card looks very sad, very dissatisfied. There's a sort of almost heaviness to it. So, and as I said, the word is boredom. So maybe this state of stillness that you're in, you're a bit bored with it, and you're maybe a little fed up or tired of it, wanting to move on. Or the face on this card, it really does look rather sad. So you, like I said, you could be in a state of grief or depression. Those are all possible interpretations here. And then in your challenge position, we got the Ace of Arrows for you. And the words on that are the breath of life. So this is your obstacle, which is an interesting place for the Ace of Arrows to come through. This would be the Ace of Swords in traditional decks. And what I see with this card is, especially with the words, the breath of life, that you're really wanting perhaps to feel a little more lively. You're not feeling like going out and partying, or you're not able to go out and go party. Or celebrate, or even be very engaged in activities perhaps at the moment. And with this in the obstacle position, I'm seeing that, you'd really just like to kind of move on and be in this space where you could be a little more active with life, a little more forward moving. Also, the plume of smoke coming up out of the card tells me perhaps you've been sending smoke signals, which I always think is a call for help. You've been, asking for assistance with help. Can I get out of this state? Can you help me with this limited, the limited abilities I have? I need more support here. That may be something that's going on for you. You may be wanting to enlist more support in this state that you're in the moment. And then for your position of power, this is very interesting. We got the seer for you, and this would be the high priestess in traditional decks. And with this, and it mirrors so beautifully the Four of Swords. That's very remarkable to me. It's really this card of pulling in, of this very primal process of assimilating what's happening, working on something almost underground. It's a very nonverbal process, I would say. I mean, there almost aren't words for what's going on within you at the moment. This is a very deep process, whether that's, creating a child, or moving through grief, or moving through perhaps a depressive episode. These are very deep processes, deep human processes that you are in the midst of right now, and that the cards are telling me that's why you're in this state where you need to kind of pull inward. You need to rest more. You can't be as outward facing in the world at the moment because it's just not possible given the state that you're in here. But this is a very powerful place to be. This is sort of some of our deepest human work here, creating new life or moving through psychological states, moving through other sort of life states that really kind of pull us inward and call us back to the roots of who we are and our inner workings, some of which may even not be accessible to our mental mind. So very interesting card there. And then for your external forces and factors card, I received the Three of Stones, creativity. And the imagery on this card is what got to me most. Again, this card, it seems to sort of highlight the belly area. So again, it really kind of echoes this pregnancy theme that's going on in this reading. And even whether you are pregnant or even if you're going through a different process, I think the pregnancy analogy is very alive. You're definitely in a state of creating something. And with her posture here and the fact that this is the external forces and factors card, I feel that you're wanting to guard whatever it is you're creating right now. You may have people or things coming at you with unreasonable demands. People may be asking you to do more than perhaps you really feel comfortable or equipped doing. They may be wanting you to participate in things that aren't really in your best interest to participate in. Demands may be made or things may be said. I get the sense that people aren't really understanding what you're going through right now. And you're feeling the need to sort of guard yourself. I see this figure rooting down too, much like the seer here is kind of pulling inward. This figure is rooting down. She's undergoing this very primal, artistic almost process of creating a new beginning. But the sense here is that she's having to guard herself and her creative process in the meantime. So that may resonate for you. And then in your outcome card, we got the world tree, which of course would be the world in a traditional deck. And this is a very lovely outcome, I have to say. The world is the card of completion. So I do see you being able to complete this process that you're going through, whatever new life stage is emerging for you, you will be able to cycle through it. The labyrinth, the circular labyrinth there suggests being able to complete the cycle. I also feel there's something sacred to whatever you're going through at the moment. There's a sacred quality to it. And with the high priestess here, I feel that she's really wanting to honor that, the sacred nature of whatever it is you're going through. I did pull a rune for you as well. And the rune that came out for you is Berkana. And that, of course, is the rune of the mother. So again, our pregnancy theme is alive and well in this reading. It's also the rune of preparation. It's the rune of life changes. So you may be changing life stages at the moment. You could even be going through something like, from being a single person to a partnered person. Could be that kind of change as well. But whatever you're going through is major at the moment. And the Berkana rune suggests that you are very much supported in this and that you are at the right stage for this process. With some of these cards, my sense is that even though you are at the right place, you're where you should be right now, that Four of Vessels is kind of suggesting, and the Guard card here, the Three of Stones creativity card, they're telling me that maybe you're not feeling at home in this current phase, this fallow phase that you're in right now, that maybe you're feeling some restlessness, you'd like to get out of it, you'd like to move on. Maybe this phase just isn't feeling very comfortable, and I think that's very common. This is very deep psychological or deep human work, and it's not always the easiest to traverse through. So Spirit is coming through to suggest if you can begin to notice where you're feeling in resistance to what is going on. Where are you feeling in resistance to being in this state? Are you, when are you having thoughts of, I don't want to be doing this, or I don't want to be here, or I want to be doing something else, those kinds of resistant thoughts. Spirit is encouraging you just to recognize those when they occur, and you'll begin to build some space around them, and you can see where there may be this kind of fight against the current state that you're undergoing. And as you can create more space around this resistance, you'll be able to relax into the phase that you're in a little bit more, and things will perhaps be able to move more smoothly forward for you. Because resistance is our most difficult space. It's where we can generate some suffering. So begin to notice if that is creeping into your reality. It's a very common thing to happen. And then finally here, what you need to know is, and I'm taking advice from the crows here as well, the ancestor card came out for you, so I'm really getting the sense that honestly, your ancestors or passed on loved ones are very much with you as you go through this process. I don't know if you have felt their presence recently, but you're going through something sacred, and people that you are related to that are on the other side are very aware of what you're going through, and they are supporting you from that realm. So they want you to know this at this time. All right, pile 3, that is the reading that I have for you. I hope this was helpful. This was what you need to know now. And I thank you very much for tuning in. If this reading resonated for you, I would love to hear about it. Please feel free to leave a comment down below. Also, I am a new channel. I'm just getting started, so I would be really grateful if you would be willing to like or subscribe to this channel. It would help me a great deal. I thank you again for tuning in. I wish you all the best with whatever you're going through, and I will see you next time.